Now, the SI unit of charge is coulomb, but they have asked to define it. What is 1 coulomb? That is what you have to do. So, SI unit of charge is coulomb, C-O-U-L-O-M-B. Now, what is 1 coulomb? For that, we will take the help of Coulomb's inverse square law. The mathematical form of Coulomb's inverse square law is F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1, magnitude of Q1 and magnitude of Q2 by R square, where Q1 and Q2 are the two charges separated by a certain distance. So this is the distance between them. This is Q1 and this is Q2. Now, you know that epsilon naught is the permittivity of a free space or vacuum, and the value of epsilon naught is given by 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12. And if you want to write the unit for this is very easy to remember. Remember the formula first. Once you know the formula, bring epsilon naught here and F here. F comes to the denominator, epsilon naught comes here. So once you bring it like this, then you will have epsilon naught is equal to 1 by 4 pi F Q1 Q2 by R square. So if you want to write the unit for epsilon naught will be here, F will be here. 1 by 4 pi will not have any unit. The 1 by F will have unit. So here you have F, here you have R squared, here you have Q1, Q2. So product of charges. So it becomes Coulomb square. And in full form you have to write Coulomb in small letters like this. And here you can write it as C square. So Coulomb square. F will be here. So Newton to the power minus 1. And here is a distance square. It is in the denominator. So meter to the power minus 2. This is the unit for epsilon naught. And also remember that 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught has the value 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. And remember, this is only for air, is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9. This is the value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Now, if you want to define the SI unit of charge, that is 1 coulomb. If you want to define this, how can you define? Take this formula. Now, let us make some changes in this formula. Let us assume that there are two charges which we are going to define, that is 1 coulomb. And another is also similar charge, 1 coulomb, separated by a distance of 1 meter. So we will change the, we will assume that Q1, the magnitude of Q1 is 1 coulomb, magnitude of Q2 is 1 coulomb, and they are separated by 1 meter in air. Remember, they are kept in free space or air. Then what happens to this formula? Then the force between those two charges will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, magnitude of Q1 1, magnitude of Q2 1, and square of the distance 1 square. And that comes to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, which is nothing but 9 into 10 to the power 9. Now since this is force, I can write the unit as a Newton. So here what did you conclude? Suppose two charges, both 1 coulomb, are separated by a distance of 1 meter and kept in air, then the force between them will be this much. So these are the conditions. So if Q1 is 1 coulomb, Q2 is 1 coulomb, and if they are separated by 1 meter in air, then definitely the force will be 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton. Or can't you put it in the other way? That is, if two charges separated by a distance of 1 meter when kept in air experience a force of this much, then they should be 1 coulomb charges. So you can define 1 coulomb in that way. So if two charges are separated by a distance of 1 meter in air, and those two charges should be similar charges, if they experience a force of this much when they are kept separated by 1 meter in air, then they should be 1 coulomb. So the definition goes like this. 1 coulomb is that charge. Which charge? So this is 1 coulomb, and this is also 1 coulomb. 1 coulomb is that charge when placed at a distance of 1 meter from a similar charge. Like this. So 1 coulomb is that charge when placed at a distance of 1 meter from a similar charge in air. Don't forget this, otherwise we don't get this answer. In air would experience a force of 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton. And okay,